Good
Hello and
morning.
good
We can't
morning.
hear you. Take your phone off mute. Take yourself off mute.
I'm not on mute.
You on mute.
No,
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not. Can you hear me
I
now?
can't hear nothing you saying.
Ugh.
Are you muted?
No, I'm not. Hold on.
Anyway, good morning, y'all. How are y'all today? It is Saturday. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Hello?
I don't know. Katie must be frozen. I don't know. Anyway, it's
Uh,
Saturday, y'all. I'm so excited. Today is a big, big day. I'm gonna be here at the Style Lounge and Love4Moms back to school drive. Yay! So if you got any little kids that need a book bag or some school supplies, bring them on down with you to 1734 Maryland Avenue, guys. Get you some school supplies. You can even shop till you drop. I believe the Style Lounge is doing a 25% off sale today for back to school. Can you hear me?
can you hear me now?
I think the Style Lounge is doing a 25% off for back to school. So come on down. Get you some
Can you
school
hear me?
supplies. Hmm.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on with Katie. She might be having some little technical difficulties. But yeah, come on down, get you some back to school supplies. Come on down and get you some clothes while you at it. They have clothes here for if you have any teenage girls who's going to high school and can wear regular clothes to school. Come on down for that. But be sure to bring your kid if you coming to get some of these school
Check out
supplies.
the
I don't think they're
earpieces,
giving out any school
Crystal.
supplies without any children present. The event is from 12 to 8, I
Okay.
believe. I believe the school supplies are limited, while they last. So don't come down here at 7:32 talking about I need a book bag for my kid. You should have been here early. Get here early.
I can hear you.
Me? You should have been here early. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Don't be coming down
Did
there.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
don't be
come
coming
down
down
here
there
and get y'all
last
school
minute because
supplies.
you only gonna get one pencil and an eraser.
You ain't gonna get that. You gonna get the you know how you used to bite the end of the pencil and stick it on there for your earring? That's what we gonna do. We gonna bite the end of the eraser off of you and hand you that, and give you a hand sharpened pencil and some notebook paper that's been wrote on. You will figure it
No,
out.
that is really awesome. I like back to school giveaways. I like back to school events.
I've always wanted to give a back to school giveaway. I just never knew what to do or how to get it done or where to get
Right,
donations from. Because everybody be
right,
getting all these good donations from people and stuff. I be wondering how y'all do that. Cause
right.
baby, I want to
Somebody
do a back to
that,
school drive. How
yeah.
y'all get in there?
Or at least let us know before winter time. We can at least do a winter.
Yeah. At least let us know before something. I want somebody to plug me in so I can start giving back to school drives.
Yes,
I
that
want to
is
be a
so.
positive influence in my community.
Yes, in the community. That is awesome. I love it. I love everything about it because there are unfortunately a lot of people who are still unfortunate and they're not able to get everything for their kids. So um that is a big that's a big positive, and it's a help for single moms, single dads, things like that. It's a big old help, and it takes away from a lot of other stressful stuff when you got to buy school supplies and then you got to buy clothes and then you got to buy shoes, and the shoe prices. I'm just here to tell y'all
I
because
know
I've been school
Maryland is
shopping.
doing the right now. I believe it's tax-free week in Maryland.
It
So
don't matter. Tax free don't help. I done looked at tax free. It don't. That does not help. Tax free don't do nothing. And the school and the shoes are steady going up. The price of shoes is going up. The older your kids get, the price of shoes is going up. I'm just letting y'all know because I have two kids that are in men's sizes, and I'm about
mm,
to cry.
mm.
Gemma She don't really wear tennis shoes. She not really big on tennis shoes. She like cutesy shoes, like little boots and stuff like that. So she's good. I can still find her some little things at a reasonable price. Cameron, for some reason, Cameron has tennis shoes, but Cameron is a flip-flop person. He wears flip-flops. If he can, I believe he will wear flip-flops all year round if he can. Cameron will jump on his flip-flops in a heartbeat. You will tell him, go get your tennis shoes. He'll put his tennis shoes in the car and still put his flip-flops on. I mean his slides, not flip-flops, his slides. Cameron is a slide guy. But the other two, they sneakerheads.
And they are expensive. They get like $200 a piece, sometimes more than that.
They sure do. They sure do. Even the Air Forces, because Khalid's really in the Air Forces. The Air Forces are going back up. Like, what in the world?
Everybody like, they call them G-Fazos now.
Yeah.
So they into the G-Fazos.
Yeah,
but baby, we call them Air Force Ones. We call them Air Force Ones.
But how do they know? But here's the thing, like, how do you know? Like, how do these merchants know when those styles come back, like when they go back to raise the price again? Because
when everybody start buying them, when everybody start buying it up and they realizing they out.
So it's like an algorithm that they kind of follow.
Yeah, it's basically what it is. When people start buying it up, and then it's like, damn, we realizing like, oh, we out of stock of the air or all white airs. Like, wait a minute, where the all white airs at?
Right,
oh,
just a plain.
Everybody like all white airs now. Okay, now they not $90. Now they $250. Yeah, exactly. That's how they do it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I'm like, you can't even find back last year and the year before last, you could find a plain white pair of Airs, but you cannot find them almost anyway. It's hard to find. Like, you're looking for a Jordan. I don't know what's going on. Like, or a plain black ones. Khalid like the plain black ones. He loves black Air Force for some reason. I don't know why. He loves black Air Force. I don't know why. He loves them. You can't find them. I think the closest I got to the black Air Force was the one with the bubblegum sole.
Ashley said she glad her daughter want Converse.
See, Gemma, she likes Converses. That's the only tennis shoe. She likes comfortable. Gemma's into color. So if you get her a color, she good with that. But just tennis shoes, she ain't really into
girls are such easier than boys, because with girls, you could just put them on anything and everybody be like, oh, she's so cute. But with boys are very different. It's really hard for a boy to go to school in some different shit and be like, oh, wait a minute. They're going to be like, what you got on? You know,
right?
Why you wearing that? You know, with a girl, you could throw a girl on some shoes from Walmart and it'll be fine. Like, you know.
As long as the outfit is cute.
As long as the outfit is cute. The girls are different. Girls are way different than boys.
Exactly.
Boys have it so much harder. And especially when it comes to clothes, it's hard finding boy clothes. It's hard. It's really hard.
I couldn't find nothing at the outlet. I couldn't find nothing when I went to the outlet, the Ralph Lauren outlet. I actually ended up ordering all my stuff online for Ralph Lauren. I didn't see anything. And I guess it's because it is back to school, because them outlets was crowded. I'm sure. Them outlets is ridiculous. All I could see when I got out the car, David looking at me, he ain't want to put his mask on, and all I could see in my mind was COVID. That's all I could see in my mind. Hey, Ashley.
How Ashley get on here?
How the hell are you doing here?
I don't know. How did you get on here?
Kid sent me the link.
I didn't send you that link. Get off.
I wasn't trying to be.
What link did you send her? What did you send her? You sent her link.
No, the YouTube link. Oh, you know what I did? Get off.
Sent you, baby, but go ahead.
The wrong link. Get off.
Gladly.
Look, she don't have to. Hey, y'all. Oh my God, that is crazy. I'm like, wait,
they brought her on here. I'm like, what's going on?
Move over, Crystal. You are off the screen.
I can't. I'm in my car.
You completely. Oh, there you go. You in the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do it like this.
I'm sorry. I sent the wrong link, y'all. I'm so sorry. Anybody that I sent this link to, please don't jump on the show. But I think I only sent it to my mother and them. Yeah, I only sent it to my mom and them. So that's fine. Nobody else would jump on the show. That is funny.
You might have to resend. You want to resend your mother a new link. The other
Oh,
link. You had to resend her a link to the show.
yeah.
But a lot of people were saying how a lot of if I'm looking on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and a lot of people like, I hate that these new kids is going to school because they going to school in Gucci, Prada, like they got all these designer labels on going to
Right.
high school. That's just such pressure. Like one of my friends posted that. I was like, listen, when I was going to school, the most expensive thing I wore was some Express jeans or some New York and Co jeans.
Right.
I ain't had no Gucci and all that. Like Gucci was like, oh, you got money. Now you got so much off. You got so many people wearing Gucci. Like Gucci is like, all right, it's regular schmegular degular. But it's like so many kids are designer. And it's so crazy. Like it's getting really ridiculous. Y'all got y'all kids pulling up to school with Gucci on, Leavy on, got a Prada bag, Fendi. Baby, I ain't got all that. For me,
Right.
it was like, who got the Hot Express clothes on? Like, who
Yeah.
you know, for us, it was like we was in hats wearing Tommy Hilfiger and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't
Stuff
really,
like that.
we weren't really like in no Gucci or nothing like that. Like
Right.
Gucci was just like, oh, okay, you got Gucci on, okay. But it's
Right.
like now everybody got MCM this and Gucci this and Fendi that.
I don't.
He said, okay, I'm on the right link now.
I'm so sorry.
You know,
It's too early.
it's so crazy, and it's being made like if you can't, as a high schooler, if you can't go to school with a Louis bag or a Prada bag or something, it's like, who are you?
Right.
Oh, you got your bag from where? Oh, we don't wear that. You know, like
I'm not going broke for my kids. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy. High school is not high school now is really like best dress contest, you know, versus back then it was still kind of like that too. But anybody could rock anything and be like, oh, she dressed real nice.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, what you got on? You don't got on no Balmain jeans. Oh, you don't got on no Amiri shirt. Like what?
Meanwhile, your mama going broke. Your mama going broke. Your mama going broke. I'm just not. I guess, you know what another thing is, since they started doing like Afterpay and what's the other one?
Oh yeah, and Klarna and all that
Klarna
stuff.
and all them. I think that's why it's becoming more affordable, because you can, you know, buy so many things and you don't have to pay right away. So I think
I would do that. I would definitely do that. I would Afterpay me a Gucci bag. I would. Y'all know I'm an avid Afterpayer. I would Afterpay me some stuff so fast. I have it sitting in my car. You can Afterpay. You could put flights on. You could get you a flight. Like there is literally no excuse for people not to go anywhere now because like, oh, I got the money. Listen, book that flight. Apply for a firm or Klarna and get you that flight, baby, and go to where you going, honey.
Even the hotels, ain't it? Yeah, because hotels.com is on Klarna. Hotels.com.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's no excuse. Now you can make your payments on your flight, honey. It's no excuse. There's no excuse now.
Even, yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Disneyland or Disney World is on there as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Let me look. But yeah, no, my issue is so I used to work at, you know, the OBGYN's office in Columbia. And I never knew about like Afterpay and stuff like that until, you know, I started sitting around and talking to the girls and stuff like that, because they used to always be online when they were supposed to be working, ordering clothes and stuff. But this is what got me. We sitting in the lunchroom one day, and we all, you know, on our phones doing everything. Blah, 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 blah. The one girl was like, yeah, I'm putting my stuff, I'm ordering all these clothes for the winter on Afterpay. And I'm like, where are you ordering it from? Not Forever 21, ma'am.
No.
Forever 21, you should not have to put on Afterpay. No.
If you ain't got it right now and you need clothes, now some of this stuff is like $9 and $10.
No.
But at the same time, everybody might not have it right now, kid.
No. We making the same money. No.
That don't mean she got it like that. She could have bills. She got bills.
She had one child to live with her mama.
That don't mean nothing. You don't know what she was going through.
I know what she was going through.
To not judge somebody else's situation, because you just never know what a person could be going through financially or
Yes, she
anything.
did, but I knew what she was going through because she was one of them girls that walk around the office telling all her business. So you know everything about her.
Shut up. She couldn't afford it. I put stuff like perfumes, like that, like the perfumes that I like. If they like $200 a bottle, I'll put them on
you can put
Afterpay.
U-Haul on Afterpay. Hold on, look, I got to show y'all this. I don't know how close I can get. So you can put
U-Haul.
Hold on, let me
move it over.
It says you can put U-Haul on Afterpay,
U-Haul,
Southwest, Expedia, Orbitz.
Y'all better get with this Afterpay, honey.
You can put booking on Afterpay. You can put booking on Afterpay. Sam's Club.
She wanted things in bulk that she couldn't afford.
Sam's Club. You can put Sam's Club on Afterpay. AutoZone.
Afterpay and Sam's Club for
AutoZone. You put AutoZone on AutoPay. Afterpay.
I mean, a lot of these stores are now getting hip to people not being able to afford stuff right out anymore. Like
so
we are in a hard time right now, and people are not able to just go out and buy things like how they used to. Now let me be able to Afterpay some groceries. That's when they're gonna mess up.
Right. Ain't nobody gonna pay back.
Speaking of, check y'all PEBT cards. Everybody on there talk about PEBT cards got loaded today. I am so mad I don't have no damn PEBT.
Well, you know Amazon takes EBT.
EBT, yeah. Amazon take EBT.
How does that work? So do you have to pay for the shipping?
No, you go to like Amazon Fresh. It's like a market online.
I know, I see it, but how does it work? I see it on my Amazon.
You just put it on there like you would put your card on there like you would put any other card on there, and then they take it off.
But then the shipping is free?
They don't, it's not shipping. It's like Instacart basically, because they don't ship you groceries. It's like Instacart. So they have, so you know how I do Amazon? So they have a location in Canton where
that you can
Park
pick it up.
Market. They have like a Park Market, and they have like a Park warehouse. So the market part, you know, they have people like me, regular people who go there, pick up the groceries for people and drop them off at their house.
Cool. That is really cool.
So they have like a Park Market part, and then they have like the other part warehouse. It's really nice. It's really nice.
That is cool. That's cool. That is really cool. I like that. But yeah, this school thing, I'm over it already, and I ain't even got started.
I'm over school. I mean, it's hard now. Like I said, it's more so harder now that people are that everything is going up. Prices are rising. Everybody's money is staying the same, but everything else is getting higher. Like it's getting really hard, especially for single parents.
Daycare.
And they have multiple children. I really feel bad for them.
Yeah, so, I feel bad for the daycare. I'm glad I don't have any kids in daycare.
I'm glad I don't have no kids in daycare.
Ooh, Heavenly Father.
Yeah, y'all got one more week though. So speaking of, I wanted to ask this question last week. Do y'all prepare y'all kids for school? Like, what do you do to prepare your kids for school, Kia? Like, so for me, when I was younger, or when Jalen was, I'm gonna say when Jalen was going to school, I would, the week or two before school started, I would make him go to bed at a certain time now to get him accustomed to getting back into that routine of doing things. Is that what you do with what do you do to get your kids back into the swing of getting back to school?
Yeah, so their school schedule, like their sleeping schedule does change. They do have a bedtime. Some of the older kids, because it does take a longer time for them to do their work. The older kids, it does take some time for them to do their work because they have so many more classes than the younger kids. Their bedtime is usually 8:00. But Cameron and Gemma's is usually only like 30-minute difference, 7:30.
Girl, I know you ain't making your 14 and your 13-year-old go to bed at no 8:00.
Yes, because they don't want to get up in the morning. They don't want to get up in the morning.
I will rebel against you every single day.
Well, think about listen.
How I'm 14 going to bed at no 8:00.
And during the weekdays, because their school. Well, no, ma'am. Last year, their classes started at 7:30 because they were doing virtual. Exactly. Their classes started.
What kind of fucking school? That's a work schedule. That's
Their
the work
classes started.
schedule. Why was they school starting at 7:30?
Their classes started at 7:30, and so they had to go to bed, because they wouldn't wake up. They would miss, class and stuff like that because they don't have a bus or anything to catch. But now that we're back down here, it's crazy because now that they physically going back to school, guess what? School down here starts at 7:30 in person.
School start at 7:30?
In person.
What time do the bus come? At 5?
I don't know what time the bus comes. I'll find out. But school starts at 7:30 down here, yeah. But yeah, it's just changing their that's pretty much all I change is just their like the times that they go to bed during the weekdays. Just making sure like the times that I cook and stuff like that. Just that's pretty much all I change. And then the only thing I hate is having to take out the school clothes the night before. That is so irritating.
You taking out school clothes for who?
Gemma and Cameron.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I saw a TikTok like a while ago where the parent would put like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah,
and
I tried that.
You get your day of the week clothes for your day.
I tried that. I fell out of that real quick. They got real. Well, that's a lot of daggone clothes for 2 kids.
For two kids, that's a lot of clothes.
Yes.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's
they'll be trying to go through. They'll be trying to go through. That's a lot of daggone clothes. I don't have time for that.
You know why? That's why I like uniforms. Cause baby, put that shirt back on that you had on yesterday and the pants. That ain't dirty. Put it back on.
Not you put the shirt and pants back on because they ain't
put it back on. You not messing up no clothes. Now unless you done got all your lunch over your clothes and stuff like that. Put that shit back on. They still smell good.
They still smell good.
If you ain't got no lunch stains on your clothes, put that shirt back on. I'm not washing
no Febreze on it. You better put some Febreze on that shirt.
You better. You know how the girls be Febreze in their leggings? You better Febreze that damn shirt.
Oh,
put some air freshener on it. Jalen learned at a young age. Wear the air freshener. But he got too much into it because Jalen, why you got that dirty ass shirt on? That shirt is dirty. He be like, but mine, no, it's dirty. It's dirty. But okay, so there was a hot topic that you wanted to talk about. There was a viral video going around on Facebook and Instagram about a father who he's a guy got married to another woman who is subsequently not the child's mother. The child, he is on child support for the kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
The mother called and requested $500 for back to school stuff for this said child.
Right.
And the father, being who he is, ran it past his wife, who once again is not the child's mother. He ran it past the wife. The wife got an attitude and was like, why you paying that money to her?
Right.
XYZ, I'm about to put you out. And subsequently puts her husband out because the husband wanted to give the baby mother $500 for the child back to school clothes, even though he's already on child support.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
As from a marriage aspect, I didn't feel good about that because, and here's another thing. I was trying to figure out, does she have kids? Because if you have kids, especially when it come back to school, $500 ain't even gonna put a dent in anything. $500 is not, because you still have to pay for, again, you have to pay for school clothes, you have to pay for school supplies. And then on top of that, the school has their own list of supplies that they want you to bring in for the whole class. You have to pay for the kids' lunch if the kid doesn't get free lunch. Or even when the kids get free lunch, they still want to get snacks with their friends and stuff like that. They don't want to be sitting there being the only child without any, little change or whatever to get a little cupcake or something like that. Haircut, the child has to get a haircut. If it was a boy, if it was a girl, the child has to get a hair done. Things like that. You have to find that $500 as a parent of 4 kids. That $500 ain't putting a dent in nothing.
I mean, but it was for one child. It was for one child.
But I just don't feel like, even I'm going to subtract all the rest of my kids. I'm going to subtract 3 And let me think back to when I just had one child, when I just had David. That does not work. Ashley has one child. $500 does not work. $500 a month, really?
No, I don't think it was $500 a month. I think she was asking for an additional $500.
No, what I'm saying is
on
the
top of what
500.
she was already getting
Yeah,
each
that's what I'm
month or
saying.
each week or whatever she's getting in her child support payments.
What I'm saying is the $500 in child support payments a month. That's not enough. It's really not enough.
So I don't know how much his child support payments are, but she wanted an additional $500.
I know she wanted an additional $500. I get what you're saying. Yeah. And I think that I'm
gonna play devil's advocate here.
I don't think I would have went to that extreme.
I don't think the wife should have went to that extreme to put him out. However, I kind of feel where the wife is coming from. Like at first, I'm gonna tell you my first thought. This is my first thought. I thought about how dare the baby mother ask him for an additional $500 for their child back to school stuff when I pay you child support. Now, whether that child support is weekly, monthly, or bi-weekly, we don't know. But I feel like this. Child support is for the child. So let's just speak hypothetically and say he give her $450 a week. Let's just say hypothetical. $450 a week. Or every other week. Let's say every other week. Let's make it a paycheck.
Okay.
Let's say he give her $450 bi-weekly. You coming to me. That means I give you $900 a month, right? I give you $900 a month for our child. You coming to me asking me for an additional $500, which makes $1,300 for his back to school stuff. For what? For what? Because at the end of the day, I felt like this. You get this money all summer long, all winter long, all spring, you get it 300, you get it every other week, all year long. You knew your son was going back to school. Why you didn't put that child support money to the side for your child and start thinking like, okay, Lil Ray Ray got to go back to school. Let me go start stocking up on Lil Ray Ray school supplies. Now, if the father wanted to contribute, that's a different story. But I feel like it's not mandatory for that man to go out here and spend an additional $500 because you asked him for it. Now, if he wanted to do that, that's fine. But in my thought process at first was like, he's not obligated. Because number one, you put him on child support 9 times out of 10 for a bitter mindset, for something bitterly. So therefore, now that you being bitter, you got to pay for that on the back end. Because a normal nigga, any other nigga would have been like, oh, no, baby girl, you'll figure that out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Child support is not for your hair, your nails, your whatever. It's for the kid. It's to take the pressure off of you for my child, so you could put that money that I'm sending you for my child on him. So that extra $450 that you got in your paycheck, use that for you. Now, a lot of people like, well, what about she got to feed him? She got to do this. I thought about that too. So that kind of played another part in my mind. Like, well, she do got to feed the child. She do got to do this. She do got to do that. She do that. But then again, it went right back to the devil's advocate, because when y'all go to court, there are stipulations on this child support. They base this child support off this man's pay. What you say you got to do for this kid, they base that money off of what you go up there and claim you do for your child. You get what I'm saying? So
but here's the thing.
I don't know. I think no. I don't think he should have gave her the money. I don't think so.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing you got to think about. And now my issue wasn't so much about the topic. My issue was more about how the wife carried it. She pretty much, I ran back across the video again, and I just didn't like the fact that she pretty much said F the child. She said it bluntly. She said it right flat out. F your child. I don't give a F about your child.
Now, yeah, I didn't like that.
You say something like that, and we married, and you telling me F my
kid,
child? Yeah, the marriage is pretty much, we're going to have to do something now.
Yeah, that's over. Because now it makes you feel like you
that's a little bit, that's going a little bit deep.
That's going to mess with my mind, because now I feel like
that's deep.
You've been in my life for 5 years, and my son is 10. You've been feeling like this ever since you met him?
Exactly. So that's playing. Now, on the other side, I can see, maybe I'm thinking maybe she sees something that we don't see the whole story. Like she sees that he is paying the child support, which is coming out of their home for their bills. And maybe she sees something else that made her so bitter. Like she does actually physically see that the money that's being sent to the baby mother is not being used or
Yeah,
utilized. So that's why
yeah,
she feels so strongly
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
gotta be broke. I gotta be sitting here. I gotta be broke. I gotta stretch. I gotta stretch my money and everything to make sure that my bills and stuff is paid inside my house while you get to have $500 for free. So I can see it like that. But to the extent of the
Yeah,
language that
like you
you
said,
use,
I'm with you on that part. The wife was just wrong about how she went about it all the way across the board. When you
right?
went to the extent of F that boy, I don't give a fuck about you know what? I don't like that because now I feel
Yeah.
like, well, dang, if you don't like the kid, then who do you like? You
Yeah,
just
it would have
vote for
been
the father,
different. Yeah, it
and
would have
that's
been
another
different
part
if you
about
said
it. When
F the baby mama. If
you
you
have
said
to be
F her.
careful. You got to be men and women have to be mindful of who they marry because while your child may not live with you, women get so content and comfortable with that little kid not being around that you don't even think twice about, dang, he matters. You know, little Ray Ray matters. You know, he might not be here. Now, any real woman, in my opinion, let me state that again. In my opinion, any real woman who has a stepkid would have been like, hey, what do he need for school? School coming back. He got back to school clothes. He
Right.
needs school
True.
supplies. Like for me, example, I know I'm not with Wardell no more, but I did call him and say, hey, what does your daughter need for back to school? Is there anything I can help out with? Do you
Mhm.
need me to take her to get her hair done? Do you need me to find somebody to get her hair done? Does she got school clothes? You need me to take her to any back to school events? Does she need school supplies? Now I know you don't have that she don't have that mother to do those
Right.
things for her. So if I was in this girl life for 2 years and I really cared about him the way I say I cared about him, his daughter is included in that. So
True.
while we might not be together, I still care if she gets these things because I
True.
know how it is as a single parent. And right now, he's not even in Maryland right now. He's in Georgia trying to get a better job. And it's like, you are left trying to do things from always some 100 miles away while your daughter is still here and school is coming back. You
Right.
know, like
True.
what can I, even if I can lend a helping hand, I'll lend a helping hand.
True.
But any real woman would say, my husband got a child in another household and my kid's going to school, whatever. Let me make sure his kid is straight too. You
Right.
know, but I felt like the wife has some type of underlying animosity towards the
I think
child
so.
and the mother. In my
I think
opinion,
so.
she does.
I
She
think
does.
so. I agree with that. I think that was just too extreme. Like I
It
said,
was
I
too extreme for
understand
her to say "f that kid."
child
You
and not
took that too
like
far.
you could have said F the baby mother, F your baby mother. She can fend for herself, but not the
She'll figure
kid.
it out.
For you to be so harsh about the child, like that sound like that came from the chest. The
Oh
way
yeah,
she said, "Fuck your child, fuck your kid." I don't care. That sound like that came from the chest.
it sounded like
Like
it
she
came from
been,
the depths of her soul.
like she been
Like
thinking
she
about
been
that.
holding on to
Like
that
I don't
forever.
care.
Yeah.
And exactly what she said, you better take that as true. She said, I don't give a about your kid. You better take that true. You better pay attention because now you got to think about this. Now you consistently, because you still bringing your kid around to your wife. And I'm pretty sure you feel comfortable enough if you married to her that you might run to the store and be comfortable with leaving your child there. Now you got to think about this. She don't care about my child. So if I'm going to the store, my child choke on the chicken nuggets, she gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, your child passed away
Uh-huh.
off a chicken nugget.
Uh-huh.
Why you ain't
Uh-huh.
help? F your kid." Like, no, that is just I don't know. That was just bothersome to me. And another issue is that I have with this child support thing. The system is ridiculous because when you get Social Security, so I have customers that call all the time and they always call and they explain, they're applying for Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that. And so they need all these documentations to prove their finances, to prove their income. They need so much. When you are sitting here, like you said, all the stuff that they go through to take this money from these men out of their checks for child support, out of their salary for child support, I think it should be the same thing across the board when it comes to child support. The same way that you have to go to Social Security at the end of the year and you have to provide proof showing what you spent. Why has that not been a thing for child support yet? Why are y'all still just letting them take this money and utilizing it the way you want? And then 9 times out of 10, these are the same kids that end up in the newspapers, that end up on the stories about their parent neglecting them, and the child and came up missing, and the child did murdered the child and all this other stuff. These are the same people, because you're not paying attention to the things that are being done within the household. All y'all care about is the fact that you're taking the child support. He paying his child support. I don't care nothing else about these daggone kids. You paying his child support.
Right.
Like, that's just ridiculous.
Good morning, Fashion Umbrella Foundation. Not a chicken. Listen, because y'all, these girls out here spending this child support money on crab legs, lashes, hair. You know, you getting bundles. Y'all getting y'all toes done, y'all feet done. Now, you do have some women out here who are doing the right thing with their child support. But my thing is, if you getting child support from this man, that child support need to come with stipulations and visitations.
Always.
Because most of it, dude, like if you go down to child support for real, child support gonna be like, all right, you want $300 a week from this man. He need to see his child 3 or 4 days out the week.
Right.
You know, it come with, but you got people who don't want to do that and don't want to go through the law, and they got their own child support thing going on. I get her $300 a week or $300 a month, and then when you don't have it, or when she ain't got it, or when you ain't got it for, she ready to you can't see little Keisha this week. Keisha can't come over there this week. You ain't give me my money, or she don't call you all month. She don't call you all month, and then all of a sudden, when it's the first of the month and it's time for her to get this money, now she want to call you about little Keisha. Now Keisha got a doctor's appointment. Oh, I'm about to send you some cute little videos of little Keisha. This was little Keisha on Easter last week. No, you ain't let me get her.
When they want to go on vacation, it's your child again.
Yeah.
You need to come get your child.
You want to pop some coochie. Now you want to get little Keisha this week.
You better come get your child. I got somewhere to go.
Now when she mad at you, I ain't talking to you all month, but it's the 30th or it's the 29th. I know the 1st is coming up in a few days. Let me be his friend so he can give me that money on the 1st. Yeah, like we gotta hold each other, and that's what I be telling people all the time. Watch your circle, watch your friends. Make sure you are holding your friends accountable, and make sure your friends are holding you accountable.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you have one thing in your circle: accountability.
Don't be afraid to check
because
your friends.
there's no way I can be a single mother. You could be a married mother, and we let Ashley treat her baby father, who is a good man, like crap. You know what I'm saying? It's
True.
No way that you could be a single mother and me and Ashley could have good kid fathers and you treating your baby father like crap. It's no way. If
don't
you
be afraid
have
to check
any
your friends.
type of accountability amongst friends, that should be the hey Kia. Man, you've been friends for 20 years. I don't like how you treat Lil Ray Ray Daddy. You know what? I don't think you should do that. That's a good man. That man is trying. And because you don't like his new girlfriend, you don't want him to see Lil Ray Ray this week or next week. But when it come down time for the 1st of the month, you want to come get this money for Lil Ray Ray. That ain't how that gonna work.
True.
We gotta hold each other accountable, ladies, because we keep this cycle of fuckery going on, and nobody's saying to their homegirl, like, wait a minute, shorty, you did what to him? And he trying to do what? And you want what? Oh no.
Right.
That let me know that you have a circle of friends who's a piece of shit just like you, because your friend circle is nothing but a bunch of fuckery. No accountability in the circle at all. No accountability. Right. Now I can see it, and that's what I be saying. You have these men, and you have these men out here who ain't dog, cat, rat, dog shit for their kids. Women hunt them down. You need to see your daughter. You need to see your son. You need to be of this. But the men who are trying to be good fathers, nigga, I don't know. Get out my face. Like, the cycle in the black women mind is so fucked up. Like, we gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Right.
And we gotta do better.
An easier alternative would have been just to simply say, instead of I think it would have been better. I think she might have felt better or might have had a different attitude or a different response if maybe he possibly, instead of handing over willingly the extra $500, going to pick up his child.
Right.
That might have.
I would have been like, look, I'll take him to go get the stuff, but I'm not giving the stuff out. I'll take him to go get the stuff. I'll take him to go get what's needed. I will take him to go get the school supplies. Like I said, as a wife, the wife should have been thinking in her own mind, hey, my husband has a son or a daughter that needs school supplies too, that need to go back to school too. So instead of her saying that, she'd rather tell him how much she don't give a fuck about the kid. I don't like him. I don't give a damn. It's got to be some type of animosity or some type of something with the mother and the baby mother, with the wife and the baby mother, that the wife felt like she could say what she had to say. For her to feel like she could do that. It was wrong on her part. She shouldn't have said none of what she said out her mouth.
I agree. Hi.
Hey, how are you, ladies?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling today?
Great.
Good. So I just got in. Nate was asking me to hop on in and kind of, I guess, talk to you guys about how I prepare for back to school with my children.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, first of all, I'm Jay Nicole. Hi. I'm in the car now. I'm actually finishing up my back to school shopping now. I have 2 sets of kids. I have kids that are in middle school, and then I have kids who are in the elementary sector. So that's already fun. Y'all see my face, right?
Right.
So for me, back to school shopping has to be very well thought out, especially since I'm the only Karen who does the back to school shopping.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
So what I like to do is, once I get the list, I like to try to see what's identical on all the kids' lists, and see if I can find that in bulk. Especially with them go back to school with like the hand sanitizer, the paper towels, and things of that nature. So I try to get all that stuff done in bulk. And then, to be honest with you guys, Amazon for me has been like my best friend.
True.
Yeah.
During the pandemic and everything, because I'm still a little leery about being outside with a whole lot of people.
Absolutely.
And even being in stores and, people still not being messed up and not being respectful of, like, social distancing, because with everything that's going on, more so than ever, we kind of still have to have that kind of mindset in play. This school year, I'm just kind of like, what are we going to end up doing? Because I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that I can foresee them saying that we're going to be virtual again.
Shut down. I said that yesterday. I just said that yesterday. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Look, that's why I said I'm only buying their school supplies enough that last up to October. Because when Thanksgiving break come around, I want all my stuff.
I said that too.
I want my stuff back.
Yesterday.
Excuse me, Miss Teacher, ma'am. I bought you a box of tissues. I need that back for little Nate. I bought you some glue. I need that back. Thank you.
Right, so like I do that so I can Clorox the bleach my house. How about that?
The Clorox that you asked for, I need those back. Thank you.
Absolutely. I said
the
same
and I had
thing.
one child. I know that's right, Ashley. Well, I thank God that, I don't have to go through that anymore. Hallelujah.
Oh, God.
Listen, I couldn't wait to not buy no back to school clothes. I couldn't wait.
Oh,
I couldn't wait not to go in Walmart and buy some school supplies.
Listen. And my kids are in private school, so the whole like school clothes shopping is nothing because they're in uniform, so that's a blessing. But then but then my son he about to be 14, so he want the latest everything, and I'm like, dude, you need a job. So who's
you need a job. You need a job, buddy. Can I just give you $450? Excuse me.
Right, like the week before school, you're not gonna come to me talking about some LeBron James shoes, and I'm like,
we can't find them. You
So I
can't.
am real.
Who you
Like,
think gonna go through hell and high water to find one pair of shoes?
Because you gotta
That don't
fight.
even match
At
your
this point,
uniform.
you gotta fight. Oh, you gotta jump over
Wait a
somebody's
minute.
head to get that shoe. You gotta
Are y'all
fight to get
kids
that
like
shoe.
when Jalen was going to school, he would go get the most oddest color shoes. Like his uniform would be like blue and like tan or something, and he would go get some high yellow shoes. Like, why? It don't match. Why would you go get some purple shoes and
he
your
don't care because they
uniform
fly.
is yellow and beige? Like, why would you go get some purple shoes?
He's like, because they fly. They match my energy.
Are
Like, they
y'all
match
kids
my
like that? Are
energy.
y'all kids like that? They go get some off the wall color shoes. Don't even go with their outfit. Don't even go with their school clothes.
Listen, my kids' school clothes, their colors are red and gray or red and black when they're in middle school. And my daughter did the same thing. Hot pink shoes. They had like neon green and yellow. I'm like, what's that going to go with? But you know what? Do you?
What is that matching with?
Right.
Like,
you know what? I like to see the little girls with their hair bows and they hush puppies. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I love to see the little girls with their bows and they hush puppies on and they cute little ruffle socks. Oh, now by the end of the day, all that's gonna be dirty, but they look so cute on their first day. They gonna be so dirty, but they gonna look so cute. They gonna be all over the place. I love it.
I'm actually about to run into this here Walmart to try to find some Fortnite book bags and lunch bags for my 5-year-old because Paw Patrol is so last year.
Oh wow, Paw Patrol was so last year. You went from kindergarten to first grade, and Paw Patrol was so last year.
Look, he went from pre-K 4 to kindergarten. Talk about being a big person.
Oh gosh.
And Paw Patrol.
Right.
I'm going to kindergarten. I'm a big boy together. I need Fortnite. I'm a big boy. I need Fortnite.
Right, exactly. But ladies, I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend. I'm sending love and light to everybody who's getting their children ready for back to school. Sending prayers and all kinds of hedge of protection. Because right now we need that for not just for their physical, but for their mental state.
For their mental,
And just praying that teachers and parents will learn how to work as a team this year. Because more so than ever, we're going to have to show each other grace and we're going to have to show each other mercy in this time. And we're going to have to work together. So, ladies, have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
My week is feeling. Child, it's a rough Saturday. It's a rough Saturday.
That's your Sunday wig. That's your Sunday around wig. Girl, don't worry about it. Bye. Oh man, listen, I'm so happy for all of you guys who are sending y'all kids back to school. I feel like next week's show, we should do a prayer for all of the parents and all of the kids who are going back to school because we are in some tough times right now. And I know it's hard. We got COVID. We got monkeypox.
That's what I got. We got monkeypox.
We got all of these things going on against us in this United States of America. We still got racism. We still got bullying. We
At least
got
you know what they look like.
Things that's going up against kids. It's so hard. Each year, I pray each year for kids because it's getting harder and harder and harder.
Out. I am stressed out. I had a panic attack yesterday, and I ain't afraid to tell y'all. I had a real bad panic attack yesterday. I left my medicine in Maryland. That's neither here nor there. But I had a real panic attack, and I think it was more so that it was just thinking about school. I have been thinking because I'm so stressed out about them going to these new schools and I'm fearful. My biggest fear is right now because these kids are so grown. And then the conversation that we had last week about the little boy that had the gun, like that is my fear. Like I am so fearful with everything that has to do with sending these kids back to school. I don't want them to catch monkeypox. I don't want them to catch COVID. And Lord Jesus, I don't want them to be bullied.
That's right.
I'm thinking about the kids that are being bullied to the point where they're committing suicide. I'm thinking about things like that. That is stressful, which I know all my kids are pretty much headstrong. They all have their own individual personalities. They all kind of, real, like I said, headstrong. So I don't feel like there's going to be an issue with cyberbullying and stuff like that, but I just hate it. I'm just like,
cyberbullying is a thing too for people who got their
that's what
kids
I
going to
said.
school online.
Cyberbullying. Yes.
Cyberbullying is a thing too. That is a thing. And even still, you got to be mindful of these cell phones. Y'all know me. I tell y'all every year, every show, be mindful of your kids and these cell phones. Parents with kids going to middle school, through all school, peer pressure is crazy out here, and it only get worse as they get older and they get into these higher grades. Peer pressure is crazy because what you may teach your kid at home, somebody might not learn that, and all it takes is I like little Johnny and Lord Jill like me, and we gotta, she want me to do this to prove my loyalty and my love to her.
No,
I gotta go jump off this building and break my kneecap to show how much I love her. Now I gotta do this line of cocaine to show Julie how much I love her. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just you have to be mindful, y'all.
Right.
Peer pressure is throughout all ages of school.
It is.
You just gotta be mindful as they get older to have that open communication. Let your child have a voice. More so than anything. I know we were raised to shut the hell up and not say nothing. But we are in a new day, in a new age, and that's why most of us as adults don't know how to communicate and got problems. Let your child have that open line of communication.
Absolutely.
Let them have that.
Absolutely.
I am thankful that Jalen didn't have to go through too much bullying and peer pressure in school, because one thing's for certain and two things for sure. Jalen had a mind of his own, and I always kept that open line of communication because there was a judgment-free zone in our household. And a lot of people might not operate like that because you want your kids to fear you. Don't have your kids fearing you, because once they start fearing you, they're gonna do shit out of fear that you don't find out. It ain't like, I gotta tell my mother or my father before he find out. It's I hope they don't find out. You have that open line of communication with your child. There's nothing that your kid can come to you about.
Right.
We are in a new day and a new age. Therapy is real. It is real out here, and y'all gotta stop with this I learned this bullcrap. Dismantle your whole entire belief system when it comes to your kids. I had to do that. Now I dismantle it and I kept some pieces, but dismantle your whole belief system, because when it comes to your kids and you try to rule over top of them like your parents did you, and you see how fucked up you turned out, you'll change your mind.
Right.
You'll change your mind. Dismantle your whole belief system when it comes to raising kids. And I'm talking about people who raise their kids, not people who watch their kids. Because it's a difference.
It's a difference. I was going to say it's a difference. It's definitely a difference.
It's a difference between people who raise their kids and people who watch their kids.
I'm just here to watch them.
Because you ain't raising your children. Buying them designer and making sure they the freshest one in the class is not raising your fucking children.
Or giving them your credit card.
Doing that, and then that goes for elementary, middle, high school, college, anything. You are not raising your child if you have not taught them anything.
Being spoiled is not raising your child.
Buying them everything and not teaching them nothing is not raising your child.
That's raising them to be a monster. That's what it's raising to do, to be a monster.
Having them look good on the outside, but they dumb as dishwater on the inside is not raising your children.
Well, they just mean. They just mean on the inside because nobody's telling them, you still have to be, you're deserving, and I give you everything, but there are kids that can't have everything. So you can't be going around messing and talking and teasing these kids that are not able to have the same thing as you. You have to still let them know that. You have to let them be aware of that. Every child is not raised like them.
Exactly. Nate gonna jump on here for a little second, guys. I'm gonna go set up at the back to school event. Just give me a hot second. We're gonna have KD and Nate on here, especially with Nate. I think Nate bring a lot to the table with him being a teacher, him having been in the school system before, past and present, and maybe future too. He has a lot of insight on how to help better prepare your kids for back to school.
Absolutely.
I know he talked some last week, but this week I want him to get more in depth of what y'all can expect this school year. We got, like I said, we got viruses, we got everything out here in the world, and on top of that, they're battling the inside source of peer pressure, bullying, class clowns. You got all of that, all those things going on inside the school year. So Nate's gonna jump on, you guys. I'll be back in a little bit.
And guys, if you want to be a guest like J. Nicole, just let us know. Just send us a message on Facebook and Instagram if you want to join the live and just jump in and conversate with us. If you have any opinions about going back to school, if you have any advice for everybody else that's watching, if you're a parent or you have any advice or have questions, if you're a new parent and now it's new for you, if you have any questions as far as what to prepare for, what to do, anything like that, hit us up on our Facebook or our Instagram page and just let us know. You can come on live, you can talk to us, you can ask us questions, you can communicate. We try to give you the best answer that we can possibly give if we can, but for the most part, yeah, just come on through. We here. So as far as what BlackRoses was saying, Nate, I know we got a little bit into last week about, the expectations, which you say you didn't really want to set any expectations because your expectations are different from the parents' expectations. But let's talk about a little bit of preparation, just like as far as parents, what are some of the definite things that you see every school year that you're like, okay, I have to come, or do you, I don't know. Some teachers say they have to come out of their pocket with a lot of things, but just give us a list or like a heads up on things that we don't think about as parents when we're doing the school shopping and we're getting the school supplies and stuff like that, that could really help the teachers this year. And you're on mute. You're on mute.
Unmute. So depending on what school system your child's in, whether they're in a public school, a private school, county, city, charter, a good district, a bad district, a funded district, a non-funded district, it all really depends on what is supplied in terms of the school system. So the schools do have supplies, but typically because the number of children, they never know how many people are going to actually enroll every year. There's a projected number. So that's a factor. The number of teachers they have, that plays a factor. The number of classes they have, like a poorly funded district, say at an elementary school, may have one fifth grade class, one fourth grade class, because it depends on the number of students. So school supplies can be generously given or not. And typically, teachers do pull up the slack. That's why years ago, the implementation of sending home a list of things that you may need in the classroom is a thing, like paper towels and tissues, and because the school supplies a certain amount of that, and that their supplies normally have to go for the whole year. That's why the teachers have asked or are now being put in a position to ask for every single class your child has. And it's not just their, like if they're elementary school, it's not just their primary teacher every day. It's the art teacher has a list. Typically that's, the gym teacher may have certain shoes or certain things that they want your child to wear for gym. But typically your child doesn't change for gym. Like in elementary school, as they get older, they may. But
giving uniform in middle school. Yeah.
So it really just depends on what your child. So having a relationship with the child's teacher will determine a lot, because sometimes you have to buy journals and extra pens and pencils, because you'll be surprised. These students are coming to school with nothing.
Right.
With nothing. Like they have a book bag, but the book bag is typically nothing's in it.
Right.
You know how we used to have like a loose leaf binder with paper, and these children are coming to school with below the bare minimum of supplies. So a lot of that is on the teacher's behalf, because then whatever supplies is given to the teacher, they have to make that last throughout the school year. And it's really hard when you have children that take the pencils and pens and markers and paper or stuff just disappears, or it's vandalized or broken or misused. So you then have to, figure that out. You
Right.
can't just go to the supply closet every single day and just get stuff. Certain schools have it and other schools don't. It really just depends on where you send your children. One of the things that I always, beyond supplies, I always tell teachers, go ahead, answer your question. I don't want to take it over. Go ahead, ask the question.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, if you have kids, because I was bad for this. If
Mm-hmm.
you have kids that are in school and they're given the take home laptops, make sure your kids' laptops charged. Because I swear I had to get on my son that was in middle school almost every other day. Is your laptop charged? Is your laptop charged? Charge your laptop. Charge your laptop. Because if you can't charge your laptop, you can't do your work at school. That's one
And
of the
don't just
biggest
let them
things.
be on it playing either. I've
Right.
in the school that I'm at, they were only allowed to take it home for certain reasons, like if the pandemic. But we had children that would steal their laptops and take them home.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because they may not have a laptop at home.
Yeah.
But we're not promoting that. But if your child brings home a laptop, one, make sure that they are supposed to bring it home and they're not just on it playing on it. Because a lot of the students learn how to break into the laptops and be able to get on and do things other than what they were made
They
for.
sure do. My son used to tell me all the time, Mommy, this little boy got on there and he broke through. He was able to get on there and play Minecraft and this and that. And I'm like, what is going on? They would tell me. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things for me. Another thing is that I always have an issue with is trying to maneuver and trying to create a plan for when they do come home. Studying habits. I cannot get that down. It is so bad to try to create a studying and a homework habit for these kids. What is your suggestion? Or, if you have any, like, recommendations on, kids studying and homework habits? If you have kids that are,
I'm gonna say, be mindful that typically, the teachers, it's really hard to cater to each one of the individual family needs. But if you contact your say if they're elementary school or high school, you contact that school and get the information from those teachers that we don't typically have a syllabus, but we do have a plan for the year. Because most of it is you're going to have to learn what they're doing in order to help them to study. Now, what I've also seen, because I don't see children coming to school with books or notebooks, a lot of the schools, depending on the school district, they may have workbooks that the children can take home or certain books that they could take home. I remember being in school and I had like maybe 18 books by the time I got to high school.
Right.
And middle school, it was a little bit half of that. But we still had books that we had to take home.
Right.
So talk to the teacher at the beginning of the year, introduce yourself, and it's not necessarily you asking for special treatment, but you want your child to be on a study schedule. These children don't study because when they come back to school, you have to reset them. You're almost having to, every lesson that you're teaching, you have to go over what you've already done and catch them up, which means normally the class is behind or the teacher is behind because all the students aren't going home studying.
That is true.
If not, even the smart ones aren't going home to study anymore.
That's true. They're going on vacations.
And every day seems to be a vacation when they go home. And the weekends, ask them to send something, tell you what they worked on throughout the week. So in a weekend, you have to force your child to do it. If it means taking their games, taking privileges until they get into a habit of studying. I know studying wasn't easy for me. Having dyslexia, it was just hard focusing, but it really, my mom being in the school system, she knew I had something to do. So those are things that she would force me to do, is sit down and read over what I was doing, or, even if you aren't having them studying, because a lot of teachers are just send them to school and I'll work with them. They don't even want to go through the habit of sending homework home, because people are complaining about, remember when they was complaining about how much time their children were spending on homework. Well, this is your child's formative years. They have to restudy what they're doing at home, so it makes sense to them in school. They come into school like, I don't know this, because you're not forcing them to do anything at home. If you don't have any regiment based on their schoolwork, have them read, have them practice writing, have them practice, if just in random information, so they at least have a reference point when they go back to school. We have children that don't know how to write, don't know how to read, don't have, I can't even say legible handwriting. It's just not. You have fifth graders writing like they're in pre-K. You have high schoolers writing like they're in the fifth grade. Like, there's no progression anymore. And if you want your child to achieve, you're going to have to pick up the slack and have that cycle be continuous. Not, they go to school, they learn, come home, stop, pause, they go back to school, learn, because that's what's happening, because you're giving them too much freedom and allowing them to sit up and play video games. My mother used to do the thing where she would touch the back of my TV, and if it was hot, she knew I was watching it. Like, go back to some of those old school ways of doing things, and not just beating your child. But my mother used to make me sit down and practice my handwriting. I remember when they stopped teaching us cursive in school.
I was getting ready to say that. How you feel about that?
And I learned how to write my signature early.
I don't like nothing about that. I don't like nothing about stop writing handwriting. You have to, your signature is everything when you become an adult. How?
Well, that's something that you have to now teach at home, though. One of the things that is happening is, because this percentage of children is greater than this percentage, this greater percentage is having most difficulty. So we're going to structure the class for this percentage. That means this smaller percentage is falling behind, because they're trying to stay at the pace of the larger majority that aren't on the right reading level, last year I had fourth grade. I probably had 2 students that were in a third grade level, and the rest of them were kindergarten, first, maybe second grade level. And that's a problem. You're not reading at home. You're not reading to your children at home. And most of it, if you notice, a lot of the schools are starting to give wraparound services specifically for parents, because we have a lot of illiterate parents. We have a lot of parents that dropped out of school or just have not, the last time you were in a classroom, if you try to go back to that platform, it's really hard to learn.
Math.
Like, it's
the
just
way
hard.
They do the math and the English, I'm good. I'm still in school, so the English, the reading, the math, I got to send them to David, because that math, the way that the new math is, I don't understand it. I have to YouTube everything.
Common Core is a struggle. Common Core is a struggle because it's not just about showing their work, but they want to know that how you got the answer. I suggest parents go to YouTube and look up Common Core or whatever the curriculum is. Learn from the teacher what they're learning. You go on their laptops, and because everything is computerized now, you can pick it up, and they'll send you. You can always get the curriculum from the school website or whatever, or go to the teacher and they'll send you a link to it, and there should be information on what it is. Because I know last year, me having fourth grade, I was playing catch up the nights before so I could teach it to them, but it was me learning the process. But YouTube has everything. Look it up on YouTube and you'll find it.
That's what I said. I was YouTubing everything. I was like, I don't know. Let me see what I can find for you.
But you have to do it. You have to do it. I remember doing that with my oldest niece. I didn't really do it with my other 3 nieces, but I remember my oldest niece, it was lucky that I was in the house because I was in the school system, so I could help her. And I remember the last couple years, especially her last year of high school, she was having a really hard time in some of those math classes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was lucky she had me to come to, but a lot of parents, they don't know, so they just, leave it up to the teachers, and you can't do that. Not that the teachers aren't qualified or the teachers aren't doing a good job, but you want your child to continue their education even when they're not in school. That's the studying process. Studying is on your own time, and they have to get into the habit of that, because the work, I say this to my students every day, it only will get harder. If you don't learn the foundation or create a foundation for improving yourself now, when you get to high school, it's going to be hard. God forbid you choose to go to college, and it's on you to set those times. You gonna be lost.
It is. That's true. I can attest to that. That's true. Because if they throw you in, sometimes you get them when you get to college and you get them advisors. Sometimes they throw you in the classes that you needed after the first class that you needed, and then you sitting there like, wow, I don't understand this.
You learn why people struggle so much. And may not even finish college because they never built a strong foundation of studying or the desire for education. They want to get a diploma, they want those things, but they have not built up a structure or a foundation for learning. Learning really happens on your time. When you come to school, you're being introduced to something new, and you are regurgitating what you've already taken home and studied.
Right. True.
School is not the place for you to, get it. That's what you're supposed to go home and do.
Right.
And that's something that I had to learn. But now they are pacifying. We're not sending homework home because you never will see it again. We don't do dittos anymore because that was said to be dumbing down your children, even though it was a way to kind of take the education home. It was a lot of children. It's a lot of children. You'll give homework and you'll never see it again. Maybe that small percentage will bring it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But with those dittos and stuff that you get, it's kind of creating a repetitive, like, so when they get home, it's kind of touching back to what you already went over, so you won't lose it. So I understand that. I don't understand why that's taken away.
But in a lot of these, and I would say public school systems, and they are training them to be able to fit into an algorithm.
Right.
It's not about them. And it's sad to say you do have really good teachers that are really teaching them, but a lot of the information that is being given to them, because they aren't going home studying it, most of them will not, they won't retain it. And it's that thing of, as an adult, I don't use nothing that I learned in class. That's a lie. You're using algebra every day. You're using science every day when you're mixing your foundations. That's science.
Right.
Even on the simplest form, school is not meant to give you a brain. You already have one. It's just to wake up things in you and give you, segments of it, so that if you do decide to go into a workplace environment or higher education, you have the foundations to what it is. But we have a lot of students that aren't reading, and because like I said before, a lot of teachers are now having to focus on classroom management. And I'm a sidebar this. It's unfortunate because a good teacher is liked by the students. That's what qualifies a good teacher now. If the students like them and listen to them. So my preparation list, aside from the supplies and the habits, train your children how to go to school and listen.
Right.
Be respectful to whoever is in that classroom, not just their primary teacher, not just their favorite teacher. Teach them to be and drive that home, that no matter what happens, you're going to be respectful.
Right.
Because that teacher or that substitute teacher or that gym teacher or that lunch lady, they have a job to do.
Right.
And it's not making you behave. That is in no, other than the school administrators or the feeling instructors that they have now, it is not one of your teachers contract that they have to be liked or they have to manage your behavior. But we're having to spend a bulk of the time getting you to like us.
Absolutely.
And that's not everybody's thing. And that's something that teachers have to learn a different way now, because it's something I have to learn, because I don't go to school to be liked. And I'll tell my children that the first day, the second day, the last day, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to give you the information that you need and the advice that I have to bestow upon you. I'm not here to make you behave. I'm not here to be your friend. And we have to start teaching our children that because they don't like somebody doesn't mean that they can't or should not be respectful of that person. Because we have a lot of teachers, parents that send their children to school, and if something happens, you know, I can almost understand the comments or the conversation that they're having with their children about that teacher. So what do you think your child is going to go to school and do? So now I'm fired because I couldn't get your child to behave in a classroom. We just got the list of schools in the different school districts that are missing. The county, I believe it's like 300 teachers. Baltimore City is 400 teachers.
I saw the email. Yeah, I mean,
they're starting out with a deficit yet again.
I saw that. So
guess what? Guess what a lot of your children are going to have? They're going to have substitutes. They're going to have substitutes because they're able to hire substitutes faster than registered teachers.
Right.
So that means it's going to be substitutes that never thought about doing this before, have a degree in something totally different, don't have a degree, but they're being put in this classroom, and it's just managing behavior, watching them until they can get a full-time teacher, if they can get a full-time teacher. I went back last year as a substitute and became the fourth grade teacher. And it wasn't necessarily that I wasn't prepared for that. Right. It was the students wasn't prepared for that. They wasn't ready for a Black man that looks like me, that has my personality, to come there. And the school adored me because I didn't leave. They had teachers, substitutes, faculty that will be here today, literally gone tomorrow. Gone today. Here today, gone today.
Is it because the salary isn't worth what they have to deal with, or is it because of the way that the school, like that the lack of what they have to work with as far as in the school?
Well, there's a lot of factors in that. So we're in a financial, economical crunch. So because of that, we are in a space where I'm sorry, BlackRoses sent a message. So we were in a space where we're in an inflation. So teachers are making certain amounts per year, but because we are taxed the most, more of our money we see going out the door. So you factoring, I'm working hard, I'm being disrespected, I'm having to physically defend myself, mentally defend myself. I don't have enough money to be able to do X, Y, Z, and don't let me have a family on top of that. That adds another layer of stress. I'm not dealing with this. You don't pay me enough. You don't respect me enough. I'm not given enough to have to deal with this. And a lot of people just say, you know what? I'm going to go start my own podcast, or I'm going to go start my own makeup line or my own hair care line. At least I'm in charge of me. At least I have power over what I can do, because as anybody that's in the school system, you have a long list of things that you cannot do. Right. And it's a very short list of things that you can do. And you're supposed to make magic out of that short list of to-dos and can-dos in the system. So a lot of people just got fed up of complaining. Right. You know, we're right now in a space where they're passing children. Yeah. Because of the remnants of and that's from K through 12. True. They're passing. So how many generations will we have to go through, or how long will this generation be in this before they say, you know what, we can't do this anymore. We can't, hey, Sharon, Let me add Black Rose to it. But we have too many generations of people right now, or too many young people from K to 12 that are not in the right grade. They've been passed along.
Yeah, and they don't understand.
They've been passed along, and they don't deserve to be.
That's true.
And you have school systems unofficially saying you can't fail them. You have students who have 50s, 40s, teens as an overall grade and go. I just watched a whole 5th grade class that probably didn't deserve to graduate.
The worst part about that is, though, the older that they get and the higher they go up in the grades, the more embarrassed they'll be about asking for the help to get, to actually understand. Because now I feel like now I'm in the 5th grade or I'm in the 7th or 8th grade, everybody, and I have so many people around me on this level and I don't even know how to read. So that's really not a good thing.
Well, that's when behavior becomes a problem. That's when behavior becomes a problem and you start seeing them acting out and you're like, well, what is going on with you? It's because when I go to call, and I talked about this before, I called a young lady to the front. Now, I knew she couldn't read, but I stood there beside her and I helped her struggle through it. I then got a message by the end of the school day that a parent wanted to meet with me. And when we finally met, I embarrassed the child. Please don't call my child. Please don't call me to the front. Please don't call my child to the front of the room anymore. I'll deal with her education. Well, homeschool her then. I'm not a babysitter.
Take her home.
I'm not a babysitter. Don't send your child to school if you don't want me to push them to learn.
Your child can't read. You know your child.
You know he can. Guess what? The social worker, right? The social worker called. That parent is getting a check for that child's disability. So as long as that child has that disability, you can keep getting a check. So you're willing to auction off your child's future in education for money right now.
You can get that check and utilize it towards their education. A lot of people that I worked with, a lot of girls that I worked with did get checks for their kids. That had like ADHD and stuff like that, but they were utilizing it in the right way. They were getting tutoring, they were getting computers.
Why do you need to get a check for your child who got ADHD? That ain't no real disability.
Well, no, but I'm just saying the school system has all those things that you would need to go buy with that check. Nails done, hair done, everything did. That doesn't go towards your child's education.
Well, I can tell you, tutoring is expensive.
On government assistance for the rest of their life. That's what I feel like.
I can tell you, tutoring is expensive.
I feel like you getting a child,
it is.
For your child with ADHD, is you teaching your child how to be on government assistance for the rest of their fucking life.
And be dependent on it. And it's a hard cycle to break.
You don't have to tell them that, though. You don't have to tell them that. I have a child that has ADHD and autism, is on the autism spectrum. Guess what? Y'all don't know what child it is. I don't want to put him out there, but he don't know that he is on the spectrum. Guess what? He learned just like everybody else, and he is not failed.
Exactly.
He brings his homework in. When I sit there with him and I go over his homework assignments, guess what? He understands. So where's the spectrum coming from? That don't mean nothing. So I have never, and I will never tell him that he has this spectrum, because I feel like, to me, I feel like that then creates a mental in that child that, oh, I can't do this because I got an issue. Or I'm special.
But that becomes the role, and then you send them to school and you wonder why we can't get through to them, because you've already fueled in their mind that that's the best they can be.
That's the best they're gonna ever be. But you have to
if
also
I see
realize that parent wasn't taught how to be better, because 9 times out of 10 they gotta learn a disability. Something is wrong with them, and they getting government assistance, and therefore their mother or father didn't teach them that they was better than the system. They didn't.
I understand that, but you don't have. Even if your child does get a check, even if your child.
Thank you, Fashion Umbrella. We love you.
Even if your child gets a check, even if you know your child has a delayed learning ability or disability, you don't have to tell that child that. You don't have to keep planning that in that child's head. See what your child has the ability to do.
You different. You're different than most parents. Some parents be like, sit your dumb ass down. That's why you got XYZ. They don't be wanting to tell them just like flat out. They gonna straight be like, oh, sit your dumb ass down. You got this. You know you dumb. You know you slow. You know how it go. You know how that go.
And they don't need that check.
You are different than
They
most
don't need
parents.
that check. Because what you
They
utilizing the
don't.
check for? The check
They
is to
don't.
help. The check is
They
to
don't.
help you, to help them to, get the resources that they need. That's what the check is.
Mhm.
The check is to help you, to help them get the resources that they need. But as I said, I'm not going to sit there. I see the capabilities that my child can do, even though he was diagnosed at a very young age. And I've had good teachers. I've had bad teachers. I had teachers tell me, oh, your child just need to be on an Adderall or on an ADHD.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but it's crazy. I declined that because I went to the actual doctor that said, no, they don't necessarily have to be. I have a child that has ADHD and autism, and they not on medication. You just have to be willing to put in that extra work. And he's never been on medication. However, he's still showing the capabilities of an average child. So I'm
Right.
not going to let you put my
But
child on
but
that
one of the things, one of the things, and as a person who went to private and charter schools, I have to advocate for public schools because the public school system is the only system that provides all of those wraparound services. It requires you to be consistent and have your child be consistent. The reason
right.
they say no, and it may be a struggle because your child may be in a failing district, meaning that school that they're at may be failing. In terms of failing means that the majority of the students are below their reading comprehension, math, arithmetic levels. But it's up to you and the parents to advocate for your child. No social worker, school system can advocate for your child.
Absolutely.
Nobody can. And I
That's
know
true.
those extra tutors cost money, but that's the investment in your child.
It is.
But before you go to the extra, you need to receive what your school system offers. Most private schools and Catholic schools do not offer those things. It's just not a part of their, and you're paying for your child to be there. That's the difference. Well, you're paying either way because if you're working, you're paying taxes. If you're paying for Catholic school, you're working to pay for those things.
Right.
But those things are afforded to your children. And I'm not, whatever the issue may be or whatever, however you may like, Sharon just spoke on getting one for her child. Do what you're supposed to do with it, though. Stop doing all the things because I have students who have learning disabilities that come to school fresh as shit with no school
Fresh.
supplies.
With no school supplies and dumb as dishwater. Dumb as
That don't do
dishwater.
that work. And they have the phone. One of my students, he had a horrible learning disability. His phone was better than mine. His clothing, his shoes were fresher than mine. And I'm not jealous. I'm just saying, as a working adult, I shouldn't be.
That shows
You shouldn't be
how much
competing
his
with me as a
mother or his
child.
father value his education. They didn't care about
That's
him going to
true.
school to actually
They
learn.
say you
They
should
cared
be
about him going to school to look the best. They
They
didn't care about
didn't.
none of that. They
They
don't care about
didn't.
none of that. A lot of these parents right now don't give a damn about their kids going to school to learn. They care more about their kids, how they look good. Oh, is they the freshest one in the
And
class?
but understand where that came from. That came from our generation. That came from our parents. Our parents wanted to make sure we had our best foot forward, but a lot of our parents also did the follow up. I had a parent that was a parent that was always involved to the point where she changed her career to be at my elementary school. My mother was one of my teachers, unfortunately. But that was just a sacrifice that she made, being a part of the PTA. And as I got older, she was able to let go a little bit more. But at the same time, it wasn't a thing. I could never come home and say, I don't have homework.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You don't have no homework.
Open your
Get that
laptop.
piece of paper and work on your handwriting.
I used to tell my kids that all the time. Open your laptop. Let me see what's going on. Open your laptop because we're going to find something. And more than likely, I found something that they overlooked. Open your laptop because I don't trust no kids. Open your laptop.
Mm-hmm. Right. We'll tell you anything. I remember I used to come home and lie to my mother and say, well, I have to watch this TV show for a class. And she would let me do it. And then she would call the teacher the next day. So the next day I came home, it was no TV. Like, I was one of those children that did not watch TV until the weekend. And that's only if I went to my aunt's house or my grandmother's house. There was not you wasn't just going to be sitting in the house watching TV. First of all, I went to school year round.
Reading a book or something.
I went to school, and you talk about your children having to be to school at 7:30. Try being to school at 7. I had to be there at 7. It was mandatory for me to eat breakfast at my school.
No, I cook breakfast though.
So I would know it was mandatory for me to eat breakfast at my school. That was just the way the school system went.
My old coworkers, they used to make fun of me. They'd be like, "You just be showing us out. You super mom, and you make them breakfast in the morning before they go to school, and they get breakfast again." I'm like, I got time. I don't do it now. I'm lazy now. I get up right just to listen. Y'all get y'all stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, there are sacrifices that have to be made. At the end of the day, what we all trying to say is, in order to get your child the right education, the education
she was, she definitely was.
But it's just take part in your child's
For me, I
education.
feel bad for my niece. My niece is going to the 3rd grade. My niece does not know how to read, and by not knowing how to read, I mean she cannot look at the word cat and know that says cat. She cannot look at the word.
Did she get tested? She just don't know how to
read. It's not a test. They just don't know how to read.
No, because I remember I was thinking, because you said you had dyslexia, and I was thinking maybe
my niece is very smart. Her parents never took the time out to teach her how to read. And you have to think about it. She did kindergarten, but when it was time for 1st grade, boom, COVID hit. So she didn't go to school at all, damn near if any, when they was doing virtual. So she didn't learn how to read in the 1st grade.
And they passed
her. The 1st grade. And they passed her to the 2nd grade.
Because of
and
COVID.
In the 2nd grade, she barely went to school in the 2nd grade.
So now as a 3rd grader, she's on a pre-K school level. As a 3rd grader.
School level. She's on a kindergarten school level in the 3rd grade. They don't know how to read.
That is the majority, especially our elementary school age children now, to like beginning middle school. That's where a lot of them are. Even in the middle school, high school, there are students that never clocked in. Never clocked in.
Never.
Throughout the school year. If they did, it was from the beginning of the year, then you didn't see them anymore. Or they would log on and you would be looking at the ceiling fan. And a lot of times, a lot of people in the community complain about schools, but how do we, every school has incentives now. You get prizes and gifts. Every teacher has an incentive program. The schools have incentives. We're having back to school nights, pizza days, all these incentives. It's not working for you at home to keep giving your child. It's not going to make them learn. No. Some children, it helps for them. Me, I wasn't a child that needed stuff. You couldn't give me stuff to make me do something. I either wanted to do it or I didn't want to do it.
Either I wanted to do it or I didn't want to do it. It wasn't no in between.
Or there were consequences for me not doing it. But we have to put ourselves in a different space.
You got parents who do this all day to their kids. Get this, buy, here, take it. Get your iPad, get your tablet, get your phone, get out my face. Kids know how to work YouTube more than they know how to read a book. Kids know how to work YouTube more than they know how to,
Well, why do you think every school system now has implemented, whether they allow them to take it home or not, laptop? Because they know that that's the only way that they're going to get them interested in learning. But guess what children do? Okay, while we're sitting here, I physically have to keep walking around the classroom. I can't give them work and then prepare for the next thing because I'm continuously walking around because they're on there like playing Minecraft or playing something or watching, listening to music. So all the students, they get earpieces. So we have to physically see them.
Yeah.
Watching porn, watching music videos, playing on their
Yeah,
personal phones.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's nothing. It's a controversial statement, but I really feel like there's nothing else the school system can do until parents
For
get
a
up off
child,
their
until
asses.
parents get up off their asses.
And it's
You
not,
know
and
what?
I'm
I
saying that as a
agree
blanket
with that
statement because many of
100%.
you, like Kay, you're a working mom. There are plenty of parents like you that are working that may have multiple children, or they may have a special needs child at home, or they're
Yeah,
taking care of
yeah.
parents. They have real life things
They
to
have real
do.
life problems, and their kids' education is at the bottom of that totem pole right now.
But that,
They
for
got better
me,
life things to do, more things in life that are very detrimental
so
for
we have
them than worried
we
about
have
their kids.
Sharon is going to join us real quick.
Hi.
Hello,
She on mute. You on mute?
you on mute? Let me unmute her. Sharon, unmute. Unmute.
Unmute. Earbud.
Hey!
She said, I'm mute.
Never fails. Hi guys. So I was listening
Hi.
to your I'm out running my errands because tomorrow's the last day for Fashion Week. I was like, oh my God, child support my favorite topic. Coming from a person who never received a check and y'all were taking the money from their dad and I never got it. But anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. But I want to say thank you. Good morning. And
Good morning.
also that I wanted to Nate, what am I doing? What am I doing, Nate?
So one, first of all, I wanted to congratulate Sharon for awesome Fashion Week. Um,
Yes,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
next year,
Congratulations.
I'm gonna make sure that I.Am.She Podcast is in the building
I
and
didn't know why you
ready.
ain't put us on for this year. Because I definitely wanted to be in the building for
I
Fashion
mean,
Week. I wanted to be in the
I
building for
sent
all
the
the
I sent the
paperwork.
ticket link. I did send the ticket link this year, but
I wanted
I
to be
would be
behind the
better
scenes.
prepared
I wanted to be
to be
behind the
able to
scenes.
bring you all on. But Sharon has had a very successful Fashion Week so
Very.
far. Is one more show for tomorrow, so I wanted her to get on to plug
Yes.
that. Sharon also does a mid-year back to school supply giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Oh,
wanted to
really?
help her to, because, and she has a interesting reason why she does that. And just to have her fill in on the topic, she's out and about living her life.
As
But
she should.
So
yeah, so go ahead, Sharon.
So in February, we do a back to school refresh. So right
Hmm.
now, between August and September, everybody's giving out school supplies, which is fine. I love it.
Right,
I'm all here
right,
for it. But after
right.
the winter break, it's like the children eat their school supplies. It happened
Right.
to me
Yeah, that's right.
with my three sons. I'm like, yo, I just bought you a case of notebook paper. Where is it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So
What's I
with
was making
that,
spitballs out of the notebook paper? Where is
right, no pencils, no pens, no binders, no
no
nothing.
nothing.
So because
Nothing.
I went through that with my sons, I know
I
other
think they're
parents are
giving it
going
away
through
to
it.
other people. I
I was
really
going
do
to say
think that's
that.
what
Probably.
children do.
Probably.
I was going to say that.
Probably. You need a pen
Hmm.
here. We got more at home. Here,
Yeah,
here.
Uh-huh.
I'm
yeah.
like,
You need a
wait,
pen? I got
what?
several. My mama buy us
Right. My
pens all
mother
the
buys so
time.
much school supplies for us
Right.
every year. So let me bring you some notebook paper tomorrow. So
Right.
what we
Hmm.
do is we go out, and I love, no shade, I'm not trying to promote anything, but Walmart does have the best prices. So when Fashion Week
Mhm.
ends, and I'm kind of sort of
Mhm.
behind the curve. I never even can make the tax-free week because I'm so busy with Fashion Week. But
Yeah.
when
Mhm.
Fashion Week ends, I go to Walmart and I usually buy like 2 carts of school supplies. So let me tell you what my issue is here, my irritation, and I'm just being totally transparent, like everybody knows that I am. The teachers do not apply. I end up giving it away, standing on the corner down there. Last year during the pandemic, we did it by War Memorial. We put it out. Of course, people read it, they don't come. And we just gave it to cars that roll by.
Mm.
Ena Pratt is always a strong supporter of us, and they give us free books. So it's according to age and grade levels. So we separate the bags according to the grade levels last year when we gave them out. We can call Ena Pratt. They love us. What you need, Miss Nixon? What you need, Miss Jackson? Which is my mother. Okay, fine. So the teachers, this was originally started. The way it originally started was the teachers register, I'm not in the selection process. They have to write 100-word something telling me
Oh my
why
God.
you need school supplies. And we dumbed it down from 300 to 100, right? Okay, fine. So we did that. Then teachers were complaining they didn't feel like filling out the form. I got irritated and I almost took the program off. I'm downtown, so I gotta watch my. That's why I'm like, and plus I just had a Starbucks. And I'm like, So anyway, so I didn't want to not do the program, but I said I'm not going to not do it because these kids need school supplies. So if teachers don't want to do that, I'm giving you, like, I have plans that had talked to HP to give, like, okay, so y'all don't. I'm not
So
gonna cry because
real quick, Sean, let me defend some of the
yeah,
teachers.
say something. Yeah.
When I say by the end of the first month, of school, your mind is mush. Your patience level is already been drained just by the first month of school. So by the time you get them, they have been promised this, that, and the third from the district, from the principal, and is null and void. So not to totally defend because there's always time to make time, but yeah, this blame it on, charge it to their heart and their patience and the lack thereof, all those things.
But it's free.
And they probably think it's too cold outside.
But if you're within reason, I don't drive, so I'll jump in an Uber, make arrangements for somebody to deliver to you. We had a teacher to come from PG County to get supplies, so I don't, I love you, Nate, just like you're a brother.
Wow.
And
well, I'm gonna tell you, those PG people pay those Montgomery County, Harford County, they pay their teachers. So you have a little bit more. When I say, and people really think, and teachers aren't necessarily living in poverty, but many of them are close to it. And and I just know for me, the schools that I've been working at, people can say, well, you got a little bit of, we don't. Like when I say the bare bone minimum is what they give. Because the school I worked in last year, they changed my classroom. So I actually end up being next to what the supply cabinet is. After going into my pocket, spending a couple $100 for supplies, these niggas got a whole supply cabinet that they are hoarding, that they hoard throughout the year.
Well, what they
So
do with it when the year's over? They holding it the whole year. Oh my God.
Because it has to last them. Because then they have to wait for the school district to send them money to be able to re-up on stuff. So I'll help you with that because I'll probably know how to talk to the teachers to get them to, see it. But they need it. They do. It's a 911 emergency.
Yeah, every time I go live, it's all with the police, ambulance, something.
We get it. It's the background. It's atmosphere. It's music. It's a melody. So that's your refresh program.
I hear you. Yes, that's my refresh program. So I hear you, and I apologize for that, but I still got free supplies.
So
I'll have cases and cases.
I'll donate my time and help you with that this year.
Why don't you? Okay, that's fine.
Because there's a special way to talk to teachers that that is helpful.
Go to the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. Go to fashionumbrella.org. I'm a whiz at doing forms, but maybe the form is intimidating. I'm not saying the right words. So if you can look at that form and tell me what wordsmith I need to put in there to get them to want to apply, other than the word free, you let me know and I'll change it. Right. Because this should not be for me to be gathering supplies. That's not why it was started. It was started for just register. And the way we really do it, as long as the letter is like, oh, I need supplies. No, you gotta tell me more than that. Because I'm working with, the plan was originally when it first started, we had a relationship with HP because my goal was set up for a homeroom teacher. So if in your homeroom you have 32 students, which is like God awful too many, but if you had 32 students, my job as in charge of the Fashion Umbrella Foundation was to have that dialogue with HP. How many tablets can we get this teacher? That was way before COVID. Although tablets are a necessity now, like let them have it. I'm coming back next year to get more from you. But see, we got to be able to create those relationships. See, this is what I do in my silence, when everybody think I'm just on Instagram or Facebook acting crazy. I am. But on the flip side of things, I'm also,
But I can
because
do
I
that
love
because
my
I'm doing the
city.
footwork, the other stuff.
Well, but still, I love my city. I love these children. It tore my heart up when I saw what I saw on Fox 45 about that the woman who couldn't read and the students being passed, missing. Oh my God, it just tore me up. It just tore me.
Mm-hmm.
My mother called me. She said, "I know you're probably crying, but that's why you do what you do." And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm here for the kids. I was a single parent, raising my three sons
Mhm.
by myself, no help from nobody. Paying seven, and back then I was paying $75 a week for daycare. Lord only knows how
Mm.
much it is now. That, and
Lord
Right.
I
knows.
couldn't
Only
afford
Lord
$75. I don't want to know.
knows.
Right. So that was so
But
what.
Mhm.
So this sidebar. Your last show for this week. I mean, you don't have to keep on congratulating
I'm
me. I know
ready.
you want to
Uh,
congratulate me.
Nate
Right?
was a beast. Oh my God, I saw the pictures last night. Oh my
I
God,
did. I saw
yo.
it.
He was a
Even
beast.
my collection
Yeah, he
was
did
a
a really
beast.
good
I'm like,
job.
I did that. Did that come from my boutique? Man, let me tell y'all something. I've been doing Fashion Week.
Mhm.
I started in 2006. Let me tell you how on Monday, August 15th, between me, Sterling, and after seeing the pictures, y'all weren't there to see behind the scenes. And you can't really see that with somebody's regular camera. It's cute and
Yeah,
everything. But
yeah.
when you have a professional photographer there, you see those images after edited and unedited, man. Let me tell you how I'm a proud mother today. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We got gift baskets that we're raffling off. My mom just finished the special gifts that we give out usually on the last day. Everybody who works tomorrow is getting paid. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I'm about to pick up
crazy.
a
It's
broom
crazy.
tomorrow.
Look at
Let me
you.
pick
You
up a
better.
broom.
You better. You better. And
Call
Nate
me,
will
Nate. I'm
also be
coming.
there selling too, selling his
Yes,
Vashti blue.
yes.
Because his jewelry is a
All
beat. Oh, you
right.
should see. Oh, Nate, wait till you see the pictures. Just fabulous.
Oh wow. I'm so
Yay,
proud of you.
Nate.
I'm really
Right.
proud of you. You did a
So there are
really
things
good
going
job.
on in this city. So when people complaining
Mhm.
or they on there, I hate Baltimore kick. Just
Yep. Oh,
mute
I can't stand
mute
the I
them and
hate
block
Baltimore
them,
kick. Yeah.
mute them
Yeah,
and
I
block
can't
them.
stand the I hate Baltimore kick. I can't stand for people to bash this city. There's so many
Hmm.
talented, creative
It
people
is.
doing stuff in this city.
There
People have
are.
no idea. But we so
Yeah,
focused on the who's who and the popular people that we don't even see what the other people are doing. It's so
right,
crazy.
Absolutely.
It
right.
is
And it's
crazy.
So
all a
what are
choice.
y'all doing tonight? What because this Starbucks is kicking all the way in. What are y'all doing tonight? The two hosts.
I'm free.
So right
I'm
right
not doing
now,
anything.
right now they're at a back to school drive
I'm
with
not.
And what
I'm
Love
about
for
I'm talking about
Moms
not
and the
tonight,
Silent
tomorrow.
in
tomorrow.
North
Tomorrow at
Carolina.
1 o'clock.
I'm being North Carolina.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
she lives in North Carolina and I live
I
here
did.
in Baltimore.
I did.
Okay, can you get? Are you? Can you find out and like? Okay, great. I got
So
to get
come
moving
on, she
because of
wants
my
you to come
vision.
on
So
out to the show. Is at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
yeah,
You must
Absolutely.
have your vaccination
yeah.
card or a negative PCR test,
Okay.
Oh,
or your feelings will be
I
hurt
knew
like a
I should have
number of
came
my
back
guests.
this weekend. I knew I
Or
should have
your
came
feelings
back
would
this
be
weekend.
hurt.
There's too much going on.
It is.
Not or your feelings would be hurt at the door.
If they were
Yeah.
out a number, and a lot of them went on their Facebook because they were mad,
Ooh.
Really?
I mean, but
but
it
oh
was on the
well.
website and on the
What?
tickets.
We sent out a video, everything, but
Yeah,
it's real. We're going
It
and
is.
just keeping on topic of today. We're going back into the school year.
We're
We
going back
now
into
have
school year.
monkeypox on top of, and there are plenty of
Mhm.
cases here in Baltimore, and I'm sure in North Carolina as well,
It
and
is.
across the United States. It's real. So before you start complaining about the teacher shortage, don't nobody want to keep going into these
Don't nobody
classrooms
want to keep doing
risking
that.
my physical health and my mental health.
True.
Right. For y'all
That's
kids.
So
absolutely true.
for y'all kids.
For y'all kids.
So,
with
Let me
no
just
child
say
support.
that.
Ooh,
if you are
For no
available, the final show with a phenomenal young lady will be at Center Stage tomorrow. Doors open at 1.
doors open at 1.
yep,
Doors
one
open
Okay.
at
o'clock.
1. There'll be an exhibition outside of the show with Kennedy. What is it?
Carter Kennedy showroom.
Carter Kennedy showroom with accessories and such. And I'm gonna manage to set that table up again. When I say I'm tired, I'm tired. But I'll be there tomorrow. Hosted by Tracy Jiggets. She'll be there. And I'm sure Sharon has some great surprises.
I really like her.
Yes.
I'm sure Sharon has some great surprises for the guests and people that come. So come on out. Have your PCR negative test. No, not a game.
Must be at least 72 hours prior to the show. So if you took your test on Wednesday, the latest you could take it is Wednesday. You should be able to get in.
Right.
With the
or
PCR
just
test.
bring your thing. If it's digital on your phone or you have the physical card, that's what you need. Yeah. Please, just come on. You can't get COVID and monkeypox. You gotta safeguard yourself.
We have to draw the line somewhere. We can't get COVID and have monkeypox.
Right. You can't.
I'm coughing.
You can't.
I got bumps on me. No, it ain't
right. So please just get yourself ready. Get your children ready. Prepare them for. And the term social distancing is been overused, and I think it was a wrong term to use. But you have to teach your children about safe touch, beyond sexually, and just giving people space, respecting washing your hands, cleaning your hands, get them their little personalized sanitizer. Teach them that sanitizing does not replace washing your hands, but if you're in a classroom, it's a quick fix until you can get to the restroom. Teach the children that going to the restroom is not break time, is not when they need to relax, because some of y'all adults do the same thing. But going to the bathroom is going to the bathroom, not because you need a break from your teacher.
Right.
Get that self ready now. Start getting them to bed right now at the time that you need them to start getting to bed for school when school opens up. Do not wait until the night before and tell them to go to bed at 8:00 because it's not going to work, sis.
When does school open this year for Baltimore City?
I should know that, right?
Oh, no, not necessarily.
August the 29th.
Well, I'm an employee, so I should know that. Yeah.
Right, you should know that.
So I think not this Monday or Tuesday, the following Monday. I believe.
Yeah, the following Monday.
But this is the 22nd.
So they got this whole week to prepare, get themselves to bed on time. Y'all got this whole week to start getting them ready for school. Because come next Monday, they need to be in the building at whatever a.m. They got to be there.
With their school supplies.
And please wait.
Take the phones from them this week. Stop letting them kids go to bed with them phones in their hands.
Yeah.
And them tablets and them iPads.
Teach them what the phone is for when they're in school. It is not to come out. Because if you come to my class with a phone, your mother will have to come pick it up that day. Or the next day. Or whenever she has time to. Because I'm not giving phones back this year.
So is the phone thing citywide or just teacher preference?
Well, citywide, the citywide rule is there are no phones to be out.
Oh, that's still in. Oh, okay.
That's still in full effect. Now, the individual teachers may, if I see it more than once, I'm taking it. They go take it to the office. The parent got to pick it back up.
Okay.
Now, parents don't like having to do that, but you haven't trained your child best practices for that cell phone.
Okay.
When I see it the first time, it's mine.
I'm glad I didn't
yet. I have to. Oh, I was just about to say the same thing. Here come that Mr. Nate man. Oh, he get on my phone. He took my phone yesterday.
I sure did. Yeah.
Nate, what grade will you be teaching this year?
So I am the art teacher this year. So I will have pre-K through 5th.
That should be fun.
It should be. Shouldn't it be fun?
Let's just pray for the best.
So wait a minute, Nate. You're doing art. So should I buy art supplies too? Because
Yes.
All I need is a reason.
Yes. Yes.
Some some for Nixon Art Gallery, some for the teachers, all I need is a
Mm-hmm.
reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never looked at it that part. I've been solely on the education, writing a paragraph. But okay, so I'll look
And that's
into
what
the
that's
arts
what
too.
typically happens. Like people normally focus on either their homeroom teacher, like if they're elementary, their primary teacher, and you forget that they have other resources. And that, a big part of my thing as an art teacher, which I've been mostly in the school system, you have to make magic because children, like last year I was the fourth grade teacher and a music teacher, and all of the instruments were broken. So I had
Oh
to figure
wow.
out how to fix them and how to maneuver around. So yeah.
So let's talk about that because now I want to expound the back to school refresh. Yeah, let's talk about that because I didn't even think
Okay.
about art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at him. He
Ladies,
ready
any
to get
more
off of this some
questions?
slides.
She over there snacking.
I know. That's why I was like, what are you eating?
She probably got
It
a drink.
is
That's a
a
drink. Oh,
no.
Keisha's there. I might have
Keisha's
to
here,
stop by
guys.
there real quick.
Mhm. Keisha is
Actually,
here.
she got apple. I ask her that every time.
She said,
She
"Do you
got
have
sour
apple?
apple.
Sour apple? Nope. Mhm. No, she said she don't have sour apple.
That's my favorite one.
I hate
She said
when
you don't
Well,
want
y'all.
to ask
ladies,
for it.
anything else that you want to ask Sharon or y'all want to say? Because we coming up to that time.
How can we get onto your back to school drive for the mid school year?
Oh, just go to Fashion Umbrella, and then as soon
Uh-huh.
as you click on programs, the young lady, she's so cute. The little girl writing in her notebook, there's a link, and you just click that, and it takes you to the form.
Mhm.
Okay.
Everything's form driven
Okay.
on the site.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much.
So
Congratulations on going up last
fashionumbrella.org.
week.
Thank you.
You
Okay,
are
I'm
doing a
going.
phenomenal job.
Thank you. Thank
You are doing a
you.
phenomenal job in this city. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being the
Thank
positive
you.
influence that you are.
Absolutely.
Keep being the bright star that you are. You're only going to get brighter. I want
Thank
to say, me
you.
personally, I love you, and I love everything that you're
Oh
doing, and I
my
wish
God,
you the
you're gonna
best.
make me
Okay?
cry. You're ruining my excited stuff.
I just want to
Excellent.
be
Bye
like you when I
guys.
grow up.
Bye.
Bye.
Actually,
Thank
the back to school
you.
giveaway is 1734 Maryland Avenue, guys. Bring your kid. Don't come up here with no kid and think you're going to get a book bag. Back to school giveaway, 1734 Maryland Avenue, guys. On the corner of Maryland and Lafayette. Come on down. Get you a little shot for your drop. Little book bag for your little kid.
Well, she making them right there. I can hear I can hear it.
What is it?
Yeah.
Alcohol?
Some of them are drunk.
Oh, I think she got a
This is
drunk.
just shirt. No, she actually just gave me sherbet. I don't know what she got left out to do. I don't know what this is.
That look good.
Mango.
And that's the good kind. That's the good kind she got. She got the real kind.
The real sherbet.
Mm-hmm. The real Italian ice.
Yeah, the real Italian ice.
All right, yeah. Tell them one more time about this drive.
Oh, back to school drive. 1734 Maryland Avenue. Come on down.
What time?
Bring your kid. It starts at 1:30. 1:30 till 8. It don't come in here at 7:59 talking about you want a book bag. You're going to get an eraser and a dry erase board. That's it.
You said a dry erase board. One pack of sticky notes.
A half a pack of sticky notes that we split down the middle for you and the person that came behind you. That's all we can give you. And a half-used pen with no top.
That's what I gotta say. One big pen without the top.
One big pen with no top.
Well,
and a half-sharpened pencil.
Well, thank you guys for joining in, for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. As usual, I am she, and we are always looking for sponsors because we really want to do a drive. We really want to do back to school drives. We really want to become more evolved in the community like everybody else is doing and give back. Yes, I.Am.She wants to give back. So if you are interested in becoming a sponsor for I.Am.She, if you love the show and you want to continue to see us, you want to continue to support us, you can become a sponsor for the show. If you want to become a sponsor, you can email us at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com, or you can hit us on our Facebook or our Instagram. That was sexy. That was sexy.
You want to be a guest on the show? You got a topic? You have an event you want us to attend for a broadcast? Let us know. Email us, DM us, hell, call us. Whatever you got to do.
Right.
Do what you got to do if you want us there. I know
Definitely.
we should have. Somebody should have talked to Miss Sharon for us, but we're gonna talk about that on a different show. Time out. We're gonna see if we can get y'all there next year.
The side shade.
Well, first of all, I had been spamming everybody. And because I was a designer this year, it is not, like I told some of my guests that were mad.
My scene, and they a designer.
The side
First
shade.
of all,
didn't even say, would you like to cover me? Would you like to ask me?
And she said, I was a guest by default.
But I am the talent. I should not have to reach out. Because the media should see what things we're doing, because everybody saw the post, because I got hundreds of views and likes and shares and comments.
That's true.
But
I just knew I was going to be there, but you don't have
I want to congratulate you on your debut, though.
Yes.
You did
I saw
really
the pictures.
Job. I did too. You did awesome. You did a really good job. I loved your line. I love everything. You. I love Vashti Blue Jury Pretty. He has some really nice pieces, guys.
I'll be showing. So once he sends me the photos, then I'll send them out as well. But I am getting rest.
Thank you. Yeah. And then lastly,
what song was used by Diana Ross, boy?
The sound theme from Mahogany.
Yeah, that's what she said, Mahogany. Mm-hmm.
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 And then the last thing.
That's you. I can see you using that. I can see that being you. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, like, Nate get on my damn nerves, but he is an inspiration to me to keep pushing to be better at what I do. He get on my nerves.
Well, if I'm an inspiration, I need you to listen.
I listen to you.
You don't.
I listen. I might not
you don't.
like I do, but I listen to you.
No, you don't.
On my nerves. But I be like, you know what Nate said, X, Y, Z.
You the one he always got to talk to. You the one he always got to talk to.
Y'all not gonna treat me like the redheaded stepchild.
I'm just saying, you are.
You're not the red. You the bad child.
You are. You are the
I'm the youngest one. I get to act out. Let me have my childhood memories. Let me have my childhood. I never get to act out as a child. Let me act out as an adult.
You is crazy. Anyways, yes, we also coming up on our 1 year anniversary. We'll be broadcasting that soon. I.Am.She, yes.
Did you remember that, Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it's been 1 year. It'll be 1 year almost. That has been a long time. I have been having to sit here every Saturday from 11 until 1 looking in BlackRoses' face. Oh, jeez, I didn't sit here.
Baby, it's been many a days I didn't want
dealing with her shenanigans.
It's been many a days you don't call my phone and I said I'm not answering.
She has. I know she has. Because I know what it looked like when somebody don't answer you. So I know she would. And then starting in the fall, you will be able to listen to, what is that?
I.Am.She Podcast.
Yeah, you'll be able to listen to the I.Am.She Podcast on all digital platforms. I'm excited about that. I'm excited. Because all the older people keep asking me that. All the older people keep asking me, do I just turn on the radio? No, you gotta watch it. Yeah, people always ask me that. Do I just turn on the radio?
But that's only contingent. That's only contingent upon two things. One, that Crystal and Kay begin to share it out, and you all, start watching, actually tuning in, and not just after the show, but the live show, because that is a lot of work to do. So definitely, just continue to support, tell a friend, share it. Once people see it, then they love the show. So tell your friends, watch the show, support
And
the
if there's
show.
any
so
topic you want to
hard.
talk about, if anything you want to bring awareness to, I say this every week. Let us know. We don't have a problem with talking about it.
Right.
Anything you got to say, anything you want done, talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
Right.
You want to talk about your
Like
mama?
the
Let's do it.
page, like Instagram on Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram. There's a
Mhm.
Cash App at the bottom of it. You can, if you want to support that way, if you don't necessarily have a business or you just want to donate, shout them out. Blueprints, come on, support them.
Yeah.
Also, so more plans are come out for the anniversary broadcast. So just stay tuned for that. It's going to take these two ladies sitting down and making some decisions.
Yeah. What's that, October? Okay, I'll be back.
I'm ready. Y'all ready?
That's October. I'll be back.
All right.
I guess. Can
Well,
we
see
just move
y'all.
it
Did you
this
Y'all
know
have
it
a
way?
was
good weekend.
October, Crystal? Did you know it was October?
I
Can
know
we
it's
just
October, baby. I'm the one that started this.
can we just move it this
I'm
way?
the one who put you. Never mind.
Ain't nobody stunting you, Otis.
I'm the mother.
We can do a trip down there if you set it up.
Let's
No,
bring it
ma'am.
this
I
way.
will
Where's
not.
There'll
going
be
No,
some
ma'am.
food waiting on us.
where's
No,
gonna be
ma'am. She
warmer?
can't cook.
Where's gonna be warmer?
Kid
I don't
can't
want
boil
to come
me no
back that way. I want to
watermelon.
stay where it's warmer. Let's move it all the way down to Florida. My mother let us do it. Let's move to Florida.
Kid can't boil me no water, baby. She can't cook.
Okay.
I can't cook.
We can
She one
You
of them cooks that can cook for her
make
family.
the arrangements. Make the
you see that?
arrangements.
You see that big old seafood bowl my mother did this weekend for them kids? You see that big old seafood bowl she did? Bring it down to Florida.
So that's up to you
You want
now,
to
Kay. We can probably do that for Christmas or around that time, maybe.
Yeah, she won't have her pool up to next year. Then we can do a pool party. I.Am.She pool party. It's like, let me stop throwing all that stuff on that woman house. She be like, who's them people?
It's just me and Crystal. Everybody else will be virtual.
Oh no, babe, I'm bringing a party.
You bring
See,
the
that's
party to
her.
Angie's house.
See,
You
that's
bring the
the
party to
problem.
Angie's house.
That's
I'm
the
bringing a
problem right
party.
there.
At Angie house, you bring the party.
Yeah, ma'am.
At Angie pool party. At Angie pool. But thank
All
you
right,
guys
so
for tuning in.
I
It
gotta
has
go.
been great. I have to take another trip to Fayetteville
Catch
to
me
get
at the
some more school
90s bar
supplies.
crawl tonight. South Point, 90s bar crawl.
A what? Oh, 90s ball crawl.
A
You
90s
going,
bar
Nate?
crawl. No, I ain't going.
I
I
saw to go to
saw
a
it
fashion show tonight. There's a fashion show with I keep forgetting the name of that photographer and motor house. I really do
Oh,
keep
that
forgetting.
girl? Something
Huh?
blue? Something
Hmm?
blue? The
No, it's
girl?
You
no
said
at
photographer.
Motor House tonight. There's something. There's a fashion show going on with the photographer that I think is hosted by I cannot think of the name of that photographer.
It's a girl or
That's
a
at
boy?
Motor House. No, it's a couple. It's a husband and wife. Y'all probably know them because they've
I
done
was gonna say I
fashion
follow a
stuff.
lot of
For
photographers, but I don't know what you're talking about. My sister usually posts everything about the motor house. I don't know. I haven't been on Instagram. I'm just trying to get my bearings.
Y'all, this
yeah,
Peach
so
Lady mix is real good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is fire.
Mm.
it
Well,
is. What flavor she got? She got peach.
I don't know. She gone. She gone.
well, all right, y'all. It's been real. I'm gonna get my day started. Don't forget to meet BlackRoses down there if you want your school supplies, so you won't have to buy all that extra school supplies. Why buy it when you don't have to? When you can just get it for free? Duh. All right, we out.
1734 Maryland Avenue, 1:30 to 8. Come. Don't be late. Don't be looking all crazy. See
At
you.
all.
1734 Maryland Avenue. Bye.